Welcome to the Deep Dive. You're here because you want to cut through the noise, get straight to what matters, and, well, do it quickly.
Exactly. And today we're looking at something pretty significant in the AI space.
That's right, the new memory feature that xAI just rolled out for its Grok chatbot.
So our plan is to unpack what this feature actually is, how it works, and maybe more importantly, why it's a notable step in how these AI chatbots are evolving.
And we're drawing insights primarily from a TechCrunch piece that covered the announcement.
That's the one.
Okay, so let's jump in. TechCrunch reported that xAI announced this memory capability for Grok on Wednesday night, April 16th, 2025. Sounds like a fairly big move for them.
It really is. And the article frames it, interestingly, as an effort to bring Grok up to parity, was the word they used.
Parity with who?
With the big players, essentially. Think ChatGPT, Google's Gemini. Those platforms already have similar memory functions.
Okay. So this is xAI kind of catching up, making sure Grok has the features users might expect.
Precisely. It's about offering those sort of core expected capabilities now.
So for someone actually using Grok, what does this memory mean day to day? How does it change things?
Well, fundamentally, it means Grok can now hold on to details from your previous chats.
Okay.
The TechCrunch piece really highlighted how this lets Grok give you responses that feel more, tailored to you over time.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Like, imagine you asked for, say, sci-fi movie recommendations last week, or maybe you mentioned you prefer news summaries written in a certain style.
Right.
Grok can now tap into that history for your next conversation. It sort of learns what you like, what you need.
So it becomes less like starting from scratch every single time.
Exactly. More like an assistant that actually gets to know you a bit.
Now, that sounds potentially really useful, especially for regular users. Building that context could save a lot of explaining, I imagine.
Definitely. And the article flags something else really important here: transparency and user control.
Which is always a big concern with AI remembering things about you.
Absolutely. And xAI seems aware of that. The official Grok account on X apparently made a point of saying memories are transparent.
It's transparent, meaning?
Meaning you, the user, can actually go in and see what specific things Grok has remembered about you from your chats.
Oh, interesting. So it's not some black box where you don't know what it knows about you.
Correct.
You have visibility.
And does that visibility come with control? Can you edit or delete things?
Yes, that's the other key part. The report says users have control. You can tell Grok what not to remember, what to forget.
Okay. That level of control feels pretty crucial, doesn't it? For trust, if nothing else.
I think so. Managing your own data within these systems is becoming, well, essential.
All right, so we have this new memory feature. It remembers past interactions, and users can see and manage that stored info. Where and when can people actually try this out?
Good question. So right now it's in beta testing.
Okay, so not fully rolled out everywhere.
Not quite. According to TechCrunch, it's live if you use Grok on the web, grok.com, or through the iOS and Android apps. Got it. Web and mobile apps.
And this is a big but, there's a significant limitation flagged in the article.
Oh.
It's not currently available for users in the European Union or the UK.
Okay. That's a large user base. Any reason given? GDPR, perhaps?
The article doesn't specify the exact reason, but yeah, regional data privacy regulations are often the sticking point for features like this. It's a common pattern.
Makes sense. Any word on future availability, maybe integration elsewhere?
xAI did mention they're working on bringing the memory feature to Grok directly within X.
Okay, so potentially wider access down the line, just not immediately,
Yeah.
and not yet in the EUK.
That seems to be the picture for now.
Let's talk about managing these memories then. You said users have control. How does that actually work in the interface?
Yeah, the article gives some specifics. If you want to just turn the whole memory thing off completely.
Like a global opt-out.
Exactly, you can do that. There's a data controls page in the settings menu. Just flip the switch there.
Okay, simple enough. What about getting rid of specific memories? Like if it remembered something incorrectly or something you just don't want it to keep?
You can do that too. It offers more granular control. On the web version, apparently you tap or click an icon right under the specific memory entry in the chat itself.
So you can target individual pieces of information.
Right. And they mentioned that same fine-grained delete capability is coming soon to the Android app as well. iOS presumably has it or will get it too.
So users get both the big off switch and the ability to do some specific house cleaning on what Grok remembers. That sounds quite flexible.
It does seem designed to give users options, which is good.
Now, the article also put this Grok update into context, comparing it to competitors, right?
Yes, and that's helpful for perspective. It points out that ChatGPT has had a memory feature for a while now.
Right. I remember that rolling out.
And apparently ChatGPT's version was even upgraded recently to potentially reference your entire chat history, which is quite extensive. And Google's Gemini also uses persistent memory to tailor its replies. So Grok adding this now.
It's basically reaching feature parity, like you said earlier. It's not breaking entirely new ground with the concept of memory.
Correct. It's more about joining the club, ensuring it has a capability that's becoming pretty standard for these top-tier AI assistants.
But perhaps the implementation, that focus on transparency and the specific controls you mentioned, might be where XAI is trying to differentiate a bit.
That could be. The emphasis on user visibility and control does seem quite strong in their messaging about it.
So, thinking about our listeners, people wanting to get up to speed efficiently, what's the real significance here? Why should they care about Grok having memory?
Well, connecting it back to the user, the core promise is a better, more efficient experience over time.
How so?
By remembering context and preferences, Grok should, theoretically, give you more relevant answers faster. Less need to repeat yourself, less need to provide the same background info again and again.
Right, so for someone using it for research, or maybe brainstorming, or even just getting recommendations regularly.
Exactly. That personalization, that continuity, it can genuinely save time and mental effort.
I can see that. If you're constantly asking it to summarize articles in a specific field, for instance.
Yeah. Imagine it learning the level of detail you prefer or the specific journals you're interested in. Over time, the interaction becomes much smoother, much more directly useful.
So the potential is there for a significantly more productive relationship with the AI.
That's certainly the goal from XAI's perspective and the likely benefit for the user if it works well.
Okay, so let's try and bring it all together then. What we've seen is XAI adding this memory feature to Grok.
Right. It remembers past chats to personalize future ones.
Key aspects are the transparency, you can see what it remembers, and the user control, you can turn it off or delete specific memories.
It's currently in beta, available on web and mobile apps, but notably not yet in the EU or UK.
And this move brings Grok more in line feature-wise with competitors like ChatGPT and Gemini.
Exactly. It's about matching those core functionalities.
And ultimately, for you, the user, the promise is a more efficient, relevant, and tailored experience.
Saving you time, saving you effort, especially with repeated interactions on similar topics, that's the value proposition.
Okay, so maybe a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Go for it.
As these AI models get better and better at remembering us, at personalizing everything, what does that mean for how we interact with technology overall? And how do we manage that line between convenience and, well, our digital footprint, our privacy?
That's the big question, isn't it? Finding that balance as these tools become more integrated into our lives, something definitely worth thinking about.
Indeed. Thanks for diving deep with us today.